So we are back with yet another moth trap, and I've tried out a new trap location today, so we'll see if it's worked. Already starting off with a riband wave next to our trap. So starting off with our first trap, we have another riband wave on the inside. Oh, and quite a lot of bits. There we have another riband wave, small ermine, one of our wainscots, and two caddisflies. And then the trap itself got a few small bits in there, but it might be another busy one. We've even got an earwig, which is quite nice. It's been a while since I've had an earwig in the trap. Starting with our first carton, we have a Dunbar, a moth similar to our mint moth. I know there's a few, so hopefully I'll put the right name on screen. We have a knapweed root moth, and another small tortrix there. On the other side we have a ladybird in there, a couple of caddisflies, and I think a large yellow underwing. On to our next, we have another tortrix down there, one of our giant grass veneers there, and we also have a little water beetle. Oh, and a very, very small micro. It's an interesting one. Got one white bar running along its back. On our next carton we have another beetle. We have the very regular and common heart and dart. Another very regular and common, this is the brown house moth. And then we have a single dotted wave, I believe. Not one I've had so far this year. And another one of those ones as well. We have one here that's new for the year. This is the poison hemlock moth, so that feeds on poison hemlock. We have an absolutely tiny micro moth there. Hopefully I can get a species on that one. So here we have another tray, and we have a grass veneer, a small ermine moth, another wave, I think another riband wave. Then we have, I believe, the rosy tabby, which is always a nice find. I always think they sit rather funny. Then we have the bramble shoot moth there, and then on the other side we also have our first yellow underwing that isn't our large yellow underwing. So I'll have to double check my species because I haven't seen any of these since last year. That is a first for this year, I believe. And we have another moth there as well. We've got a couple of moths in this one. And also a nice mayfly. So there was nothing else interesting in that trap. However, I will say that's the most amount of beetles I've ever had. Now we're moving on to our next trap. This is the one I've set out in a slight different place. So this one I've left it where hopefully we'll get quite a few moths from along this tree line. Also this hill. Now just from a quick look of the outside, looks like this one might be quite busy as well. Right, I have a feeling when I lift this lid, a lot is going to fly off. That is certainly a lot, including another goat moth. Quick look inside. I think I'm going to be rather busy today. I just popped the lid back on because I was not prepared for what I was about to see. So hopefully, when I take this to the bench, not too many will fly off, and I'll try and take it to the bench with the lid on today. So our massive beetles is still occurring. We've got another one there, even another very, very small one. Looking at our lid again, we have managed to get a second goat moth in a row, an infrequent visitor to traps. Last trap we had one, and now we have another. Very interesting. I've just gone to pull out our very first tray, and we have another. We have 2 goat moths in the exact same trap. So I guess that means we do have a very nice population on site. We also have another one of our yellow underwings there, and that is a 3rd species of yellow underwing for today. We have lots and lots more. I'll try and pop some names up on the screen. However, I'm running out of time to check our moths today, and there are so many more. Here we have a tree lichen beauty, as well as continuing with our tortrixes and small ermines. Now, on the other side, we have perhaps the largest mayfly I have ever seen in my life, as well as another one of the Cossus family. So this is the wood leopard moth. So that is related to our goat moth there. And I believe there's only 3 species in the UK, and we've managed to get 2 in one trap. Then we have a Dunbar, small grey, large yellow underwing, and a dark arches. In our very next tray, we have another wood leopard moth. So our Cossus seem to be turning up in 2s today, which is interesting. And then we have another wave in there, a lacewing, which is always nice to see. We have some more micros, including some more ermines, another tortrix there. And then we have a different one of our footmen on the underside, a larger one of our wainscots, and even an interesting little wasp there. I am absolutely swarmed with moths today. We have some more hearts and darts that I've been seeing, more poison hemlock moths. We have a ruddy streak, the Australian orange top, another yellow underwing, and they just keep on coming. We've got another scarce footman, another grey there, and lots more of our ermines, and we've still got a lot more left in our trap. Even got some more beetles running around. Got another tray here. This one's even got a little plant hopper in there. And we have another heart and dart, another riband wave, another one of our knocked horns there, and overall just lots and lots of things. We've got a tiny micro down there in the middle, and a ladybird, a plant bug there, wainscots, veneers, lots of our small ermines. I have got moths coming out of my ears, quite literally this time. Even got some more waves. We've got a new one for today. We have the Cetaceous Hebrew character. Some more moths down there. Some more ermines. And of course more veneers too. Lots and lots of caddisflies. Another one I'm not too sure of. That might be a bulrush veneer maybe. Some more ermines. Another heart and dart, or maybe a heart and club, that one. And there we do have another heart and dart. Ermines, and some of our greys as well. We have another extremely small micro there. I think that might be one of our argents, maybe a stilt. I believe this one is the long-legged tabby. So we've got a few of these last year, so it's nice to see this one is still hanging around. We have yet another beetle in our trap. So that is it for this video. It's quite an abrupt end there, but I didn't find much interesting after our Brown Chafer. Now if you want to see more British bugs, feel free to like, subscribe and share for more.